It was a Tuesday morning just like any other. A quiet start, the city slowly waking up, and the world outside seemingly calm and predictable. Sarah, a senior executive at a fast-growing tech startup, was already deep into her workday. She sat in her home office, sunlight streaming through the window, her phone pressed to her ear as she joined a crucial conference call that could change everything for her company. After weeks of negotiations, Sarah finalized a merger that would redefine her company's future. The deal was confidential, high stakes, and the culmination of months of hard work and late nights. Confident and relieved, she hung up the call, completely unaware that someone else had silently listened in, lurking in the digital shadows, invisible but dangerously close. 2 days later, the unthinkable happened. A rival company announced a nearly identical merger, beating Sarah's team to the punch and sending shockwaves through her office. The rival's stock soared overnight, while Sarah's carefully crafted deal collapsed. Investors pulled out, and her company's future suddenly looked uncertain. It didn't take long to realize that her confidential call had been compromised. Sensitive information had leaked, but how? The truth was chilling. The information was stolen right out of the airwaves, intercepted as it traveled invisibly between her phone and the world beyond. Investigators found no signs of her phone being stolen or physically tampered with. There were no broken locks, no missing devices, just a sense of violation. Instead, a tiny piece of malware delivered weeks earlier through a seemingly harmless fake coffee discount email had been quietly recording her calls and sending them to a competitor. It was a digital betrayal, hiding in plain sight. Sarah's story isn't unique. Every day, people's private calls are intercepted. Journalists discussing sensitive sources, lawyers handling confidential cases, even families sharing personal moments. No one is immune. The very technology that connects us, our smartphones, our laptops, our networks, also creates invisible doorways for attackers. Each connection is a potential entry point for those with the right tools and malicious intent. Understanding how these breaches happen is the first step to protecting yourself. It's not just about strong passwords or updated software, it's about being aware of the subtle tricks and sophisticated tactics hackers use every day. In our hyper-connected world, digital espionage is a real and growing threat. The stakes are higher than ever, and the battleground is everywhere, from boardrooms to bedrooms. The tools are subtle, the attacks invisible, and the consequences devastating. A single breach can destroy reputations, careers, and even lives. Anyone can be a target. Executives, professionals, families, or everyday people. The threat is real, and it's closer than you think. So how do these digital eavesdroppers get in? What are the methods they use? And how can you spot the warning signs before it's too late? Let's take a closer look at the tactics behind these invisible attacks. In 2025, eavesdropping isn't about wiretaps. It's digital, sophisticated, and often invisible. Today's cybercriminals don't need to physically tap into wires or sneak into phone exchanges. Instead, they operate from anywhere in the world, using advanced tools and software to silently monitor your conversations. The threat is no longer just from shadowy figures in movies, it's real, and it's happening all around us. Your phone call travels through a maze of networks, each a potential vulnerability. Every time you make a call, your voice is broken into digital packets and sent across various servers and switches, sometimes even crossing international borders. Each step along this journey is a possible entry point for attackers. Hackers exploit weaknesses in the cellular infrastructure, redirecting your call data to their own servers before passing it on. They use fake cell towers, known as IMSI catchers or stingrays, to trick your phone into connecting to them instead of the real network. This allows them to intercept, record, and even manipulate your calls in real time. You notice nothing, but every word is captured. The call sounds normal, but in the background, someone else is listening, storing your private conversations for later use or sale. Malware is another method. A fake app or update can hijack your microphone, recording and uploading your calls. These malicious apps often disguise themselves as harmless games or utilities, but once installed, they can access your microphone, camera, and even your messages without your knowledge. The spy lives inside your device, using its hardware against you. Your phone, which you trust and carry everywhere, can be turned into a surveillance tool, recording not just calls but also ambient sounds and conversations around you. Public Wi-Fi is also a danger. In busy places like coffee shops, airports, or hotels, unsecured networks are prime hunting grounds for hackers. Hackers set up rogue hotspots, connect, and they can intercept your Wi-Fi calls. These fake networks look legitimate, but once you're connected, everything you send or receive can be monitored or stolen. This is called a man-in-the-middle attack. The hacker secretly relays and possibly alters the communication between you and the person you're calling, all without your awareness. Even legitimate public Wi-Fi can be risky if not properly secured. Weak encryption or outdated security protocols make it easy for attackers to slip in and eavesdrop. The result? Your private conversations can be stolen, altered, or sold, without you ever knowing. Sensitive information, business secrets, or personal details can end up on the dark web, traded among criminals. But there's an even deeper vulnerability lurking in the phone system itself. The very infrastructure we rely on every day is filled with hidden risks, making true privacy harder to achieve than ever before. I meet SS7, the decades-old protocol quietly working behind the scenes to route billions of calls and texts across the globe every single day. It's the invisible backbone of our modern communication, connecting people from every corner of the world, whether you're calling a friend across town or texting someone on another continent. But here's the catch. SS7 was built in a different era, one where trust was assumed and security was barely an afterthought. Back then, only a handful of trusted telecom companies had access, so no one imagined it could be abused. That trust, however, is now its fatal flaw. Today, hackers and cybercriminals can exploit SS7 by targeting weak carriers or hacking into their systems. With the right access, they can slip into the network almost unnoticed, bypassing modern security measures. Once inside, they can reroute your calls and texts, silently intercepting private conversations, messages, and even two-factor authentication codes. You'd have no idea your information was being siphoned off. Maybe your phone rings with a slight delay, or a text arrives a bit late, but you'd never suspect that someone else is listening in. The signs are so subtle, most people would never notice. This isn't just a theoretical risk. Security researchers and intelligence agencies have demonstrated these attacks for years, showing just how vulnerable the system really is. The worst part? As an individual, there's almost nothing you can do to protect yourself from these deep-rooted vulnerabilities. The problem is far bigger than any one person. SS7's weaknesses are baked into the very foundation of the global telecom infrastructure, affecting nearly every mobile phone on the planet. Fixing it isn't simple. It requires coordinated action from phone companies, regulators, and governments worldwide to overhaul the system and close these security gaps. Until then, the old, insecure system remains in use, leaving a massive backdoor open for anyone with the know-how to exploit it. As long as SS7 is still running, everyone who uses a mobile phone is at risk, no matter where you live or which carrier you use. And while these global threats seem distant, not all dangers are so far removed. Some of the biggest risks might be sitting right in your pocket, waiting for the right moment to strike. Malware is the most personal threat. It starts on your device. Spyware can turn your phone into a 24/7 surveillance tool. The most common entry point? Phishing, an official-looking message with a malicious link. Click once, and spyware installs silently, recording calls and activating your microphone. Malicious apps are another risk. Even on official app stores, some slip through, asking for permissions they shouldn't need. Once installed, spyware hides, using little battery or data to avoid detection. It can record calls, activate your mic, and upload everything to a hacker's server. You remain completely unaware. Your phone, your conversations, your privacy, compromised. Free Wi-Fi is convenient, but it's a hacker's playground. Attackers set up fake hotspots with names like cafe_guest_Wi-Fi. Your phone may connect automatically, routing all your data through the attacker's device. When you make a Wi-Fi call, your voice becomes data packets, easy for hackers to capture. Some apps encrypt calls, but not all. Sophisticated attackers can sometimes break weak encryption. Even real public Wi-Fi can be risky if unencrypted. Hackers on the same network can use sniffer software to monitor your traffic. Sensitive calls, banking, or confidential info should never be shared on public Wi-Fi. Security experts warn treat public Wi-Fi as a public space, never private. The risks are real and the consequences can be severe. The consequences of a hacked call go far beyond privacy. A hacker listening to your call with the bank can steal your financial info in minutes. In business, leaked calls can destroy deals, reputations, and careers. For individuals, it can mean job loss, legal trouble, or personal danger. Stalkers and abusers use these techniques to monitor and intimidate victims. Journalists, activists, and lawyers risk their safety and their sources. Hackers can also use recordings for blackmail or extortion, causing immense distress. In the wrong hands, your private conversations become powerful weapons. You're not powerless. Simple steps can dramatically boost your phone's security. Be skeptical of unsolicited messages. Don't click links or download attachments unless you're sure they're legit. Download apps only from official stores and check permissions before installing. Delete apps you don't use and deny unnecessary permissions. Be cautious with public Wi-Fi. Avoid sensitive calls or transactions on these networks. If you must use public Wi-Fi, use a VPN to encrypt your traffic. Turn off Wi-Fi and Bluetooth when not in use to prevent automatic connections. Keep your phone and apps updated. Security patches fix known vulnerabilities. Enable automatic updates for maximum protection. These habits are your first line of defense. Small changes make a big difference. Stay alert, and you'll be much harder to target. But you can go even further. Take your security to the next level with advanced practices. Use end-to-end encrypted apps like Signal or WhatsApp for calls and messages. Encryption ensures only you and your recipient can access the conversation. Even if intercepted, it's unreadable. Encourage friends and colleagues to use secure apps for sensitive topics. Regularly review app permissions. Revoke access to your mic, camera, or contacts if not needed. Check your account activity for suspicious logins and change passwords if needed. Consider a reputable security app to scan for malware and warn about risky networks. These tools, combined with good habits, create a strong, multi-layered defense. Make security a routine, not an afterthought. The more proactive you are, the safer your digital life becomes. The digital world connects us like never before, but it demands vigilance. Protecting your privacy doesn't require expert skills, just awareness and smart habits. Think of security like locking your door. Simple, sensible, and necessary. Use encrypted apps, avoid suspicious links, and keep your software updated. These small actions build a strong defense against digital threats. Stay informed about new risks and talk to friends and family about digital safety. An alert community is the best defense. Don't fear technology, master it. Be proactive, not reactive. With vigilance, you can enjoy the benefits of connection without sacrificing your privacy. Protect your conversations, your data, and your peace of mind. Stay smart, stay alert, and stay safe.